The alien Poggy has disappointed some people by not winning every race on the calendar, finishing a modest 7th at the Grand Prix Quebec in Canada. Now, I don't know what the majority of cycling fans expected, since the Slovenian monster has always followed this kind of trajectory of form in the autumn. And after all, he has shown a very high level for someone missing 2 months of racing. The final winner was his close friend, Bling Matthews, the Australian who seems to be a permanent fixture in the top 5 of this race. The man with the most historical victories in this Grand Prix. 3 wins. It makes it an ideal competition for him, judging by the length and difficulties of the course. And while his friend with the aerodynamic bras toughens up any race, Matthews will always have chances of victory, as we saw this year in Milano-San Remo. Why do they think they get along so well, besides personal affinity and sharing their training routes? It all makes for a real bargain for Matthews when Poggy is blowing away riders like our very own Bini from Eritrea. Even in his magical year, he hasn't been able to come back and win a sprint over a 34-year-old. However, the Slovenian alien was very calm, despite not winning the Grand Prix Quebec, and insisting that his goal is not even the Grand Prix Montreal, but rather to get in shape for the World Championships, where he will have the best possible team, with his mascot Novak and the Slovenian skier Roglic as his domestiques. And his main rival, the very dangerous Schweizer Marc Hirschi, who keeps racking up the victories in his recent races, well, he's a guy who's on Poggy's team and owes several favours to the world #1. But while these good men are preparing for their goal in Zurich in a few days, there's been another Sigma male of the peloton who surprised everyone by his emaciated appearance. Dark circles under the eyes, tiredness in the face, and a scrawny appearance that's even made some fans believe that the grandson and son of dopers has been taking Ozempic, the famous substance that celebrities are taking to lose weight quickly, one which has hilarious side effects. However, his cycling uncle understands that there are other reasons for this creepy physical change. Subscribe to the channel to find out why, and don't forget you can follow us on our personal Twitter, @UncleCycling. Then you'll find out before anyone else. You'll also find out why Mathieu Van der Poel of September 2024 looks like something out of a creepy Tim Burton movie. After spending the Tour de France as Jasper Philipsen's domestique and then almost crashing in the Tour de Benelux, Mathieu Van der Poel decided to take refuge in his Spanish residence in Alicante to enjoy good weather and hard training and a little bit of racing, as if he was going to win the Ironman Championships, where Laurent Jalabert and Alexander Vinokourov are still breaking records. And then he had some other times more relaxed with his friend and neighbour, Focus in Evenepoel. But unlike the Belgian double Olympic champion, the Dutchman has further intensified and built upon his plan for Spring's Classics, and now he's abandoned the junk food that his close friend is so fond of advertising. We've seen him preparing like never before, getting out on his bike every day alongside another of his teammates, the son of the athlete Steve Ovett, the failed pro cyclist Freddie Ovett. The Brit, unlike his dad's humble origins, well, he prefers to hang out with pampered billionaires like Van der Poel and then film them goofing around on the roads near those hyperbaric chamber hotels that the world road champion loves so much. And as always, he gives us the keys to the blonde Dutchman's success. Lots of coffees. Listening to his idol Justin Bieber to motivate him while pedaling, and, on this occasion, slimming down to a squalid, frightening level to try to defend his rainbow jersey. Now, it's true that the 2023 edition of the Worlds, the route, well, it suited his characteristics down to the ground. But in 2024, the difficulties proposed by the Zurich organisation, with 3 short passes, with ramps up to 15% gradient, well, it doesn't seem to be the ideal layout for a cyclist with punch, but one who's normally unable to perform when the road gets tougher uphill. And for this reason, he's taken the drastic route of reducing his body mass to levels never seen before. If we're used to seeing a Van der Poel of about 75 kilos in weight, muscular and healthy looking for his 1.84 meters in height, today, well, we're frightened to say, but his current physical appearance, which many have compared to Voldemort, must be below 70 kilos in weight, an attempt from our point of view, rather desperate attempt, to show that he is better than Poggy on this type of terrain. But why has he lost so much weight? The answer, well, that can be found 28 years in the past. And the answer is a Dane. It's always a Dane. And we're not talking about the anchovy who recently became a father for the second time, but rather our close friend of the channel, Bjarne Riis, the greatest doping legend in the history of cycling, and he prepared in an absolutely brutal way for the 1996 Tour de France, all with the aim of ending the tyrannical reign of Enevitt Indurain. To this end, despite being 1.87 meters tall, he decided to reduce his body mass to just 68 kilos at the start line in the Netherlands, and then reduced it further to the dangerous 63 kilos when he was sporting number 21 in the Saint-Emilion time trial, where a very young and very doped Jan Ullrich came very close to taking the yellow jersey away from him. Oh, that was a squalid, emaciated frame for a man with such a large wingspan like our bald friend, who at the time obviously did not know that he was going to cheat on his faithful lifelong wife with a handball player. Now, as you know perfectly well, Bjarne's personal doctor was the one who recommended this extreme tactic of weight reduction, and the Dane followed it faithfully, as if he were an acolyte or a disciple of the Messiah. And that doctor was, of course, the well-known Luigi Cecchini, a doctor that, if you have been faithful members of the congregation of this channel, you will know perfectly well that he is the same trainer of Mathieu Van der Poel, even though the old man is already more than 80 years old. And Mathieu Van der Poel has not been the only rider that he's prepared in recent years. The white Kenyan Froome was also one of his main stars. And so, thanks to contacts made through the pigeon pie doping dad Adri, Mathieu has become a very close friend of Luigi's son, Stefano Cecchini. We wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if the Dutchman has followed the advice to lose weight quickly that Bjarne Riis followed in 1996, and even focusing Evenepoel himself for the 2024 Tour de France, all of which gives him an absolutely disgusting look, but one which is no doubt going to raise his level on the bike when the roads go uphill. Of course, it will be difficult for him to shine on an individual level at the European Championships, where he insists that he will be working like a great domestique for his leader, Olav Kooij, or, if necessary, for his leader at Alpecin, Jasper Philipsen. But in the World Championships, although to us he doesn't seem to be the main favourite, he will perform at a level never seen before in the mountains, undergoing a historic mutation, one which would delight his sponsors and provoke much laughter amongst the followers of this channel. Be that as it may, we will keep a close eye on his performance. Subscribe to the channel to watch it here. Oh, and also stop by the video on the screen. You'll love it!